Welcome to the Dog Chug. Roger, Ross, how the hell are you guys doing?
Doing great. Andy, I'm doing great. Ross, how you doing?
I'm 1 week sober, giving up drinking for Lent.
Oh my God, that sounds like torture.
Yeah.
I do have a little asterisk though. I did give myself some leeway on Saturdays. I just can't get like super drunk. That's kind of the only thing.
You're allowed to drink on Saturday, so you picked one day you could drink and you didn't pick Wednesday, you bastard.
Yeah, I know, that's selfish of me.
That's treason.
I got to put the team first.
Sorry, the next 5 episodes of the Dog Chug are going to be shitty because Ross isn't going to be drinking, but we'll make up. I'm going to drink twice as much in your honor.
There you go.
And I do want to say that we've managed this shitty podcast. We have gone every week. We haven't gone dark once. And last week, we made the decision not to have an episode of the Dog Chug.
Yeah.
And I apologize to all the viewers out there. I can't even imagine what you were going through, the withdrawal of not having a Dog Chug.
Yeah.
Those two people are devastated.
We did decide we're gonna pack in today. We're gonna have twice as good of a show as we usually have. So get ready to have some fun tonight.
You know, I worked a call center last Wednesday night. It was bad. People calling in and talking people off ledges without Dog Chug. So, but we're back, man. It feels good to be back. You know, I went to bed last night. I put on, or I think it was in the chat. It was 9 o'clock, and I'm like dozing off. It was 9:30, and I hit the bed. I was out.
Sounds like
the first Wednesday. Yeah, man. Wow.
Well, we are going to have a really fun show, and I don't know what it's more fun than having our good friend back to the Dog Chug. It's been months. But welcome back to the Dog Chug. Extra crispy. Welcome back, Dan. How's it going?
Dan.
How you guys doing?
Good, Dan.
A little bit. You're not in the dark. This is awesome. How's life?
A little bit. It's great now. Ever since I quit working for Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Oh, the cat's out of the bag. You were our inside
man. It's like a fucking slave cave.
You were our source. Every time we tweeted, you were our source. Anonymous, though.
Yeah, but it comes with the cost. It's a slave cave. I'll put it like that. You're stuck in there for 12 hours. You don't see daylight, but maybe once every 3 hours.
Well, I do have a bone.
The people that. What's that?
Unfortunately, I had the month of February and January in the Dan death pool, and you managed to survive till at least March. So I am going to have to give up $50 now. Thanks.
Yep. Yeah.
Where's my cut for a living?
Dan, when did you start there?
I started there at the end of August.
That's when I had you. I had you September.
Yep. See, there you go.
I lost. You did better than I thought there. When I found out what you were doing, I figured he'd never gonna. Yeah.
Well, I quit drinking for a while when I started working there.
That's awful.
Yeah, I mean, you sound coherent.
I know.
Like I'm understanding every word you say, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, I cut back on the party and stuff. I'm actually a family man a little bit right now.
Wow.
Maybe Dan did die.
I drink a little bit here and there, still smoke my weed, but, you know.
Good for you, Dan. You're looking at.
I did get wasted last Friday, though. We had a fish fry in Middleburg Heights that was, I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, well Dan, you'd be foolish if you did.
Can you please have another day where you get shit-faced and come on? Because you're way more entertaining when we can't understand.
Right. I hate to say it.
It probably wouldn't be a Wednesday.
We're gonna have to have a special Dan night, then.
You know what? I might have to take a night off from my new job.
There you go.
What's your new job? What are you doing?
I'm just doing maintenance here and there.
Okay.
Traveling around places. I'm making pretty decent money now.
Dog Chug will call you.
Just started.
We'll call you in sick, Dan. Dog Chug will call you in sick. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure the corporate office will love that.
All right. Do you have any interesting thoughts about the Cavs or Browns or the upcoming Guardian season? Hit us with something. Let's see if funny as Drunk Dan?
Honestly, I'd have to say the Guardians are probably the least of my worries. The Browns, I've kind of it's a wait and see for me because you see what happened the last 3 seasons. It's just been one thing after the next. It looks good on paper, but then it all gets fucked up. The Cavs, I believe they'll finish at least a 3 or 4 seed.
Okay.
And regardless about tonight's game, I don't know, it looked a little bit ugly, especially the way that they've played the Celtics before, and I don't think Kevin Love made that big of a difference. So, I don't know, especially working down there and watching them practice and stuff, they looked good at the beginning of the season. Even watching them practice and experiencing it firsthand, it does not look like the team that they were at the beginning of the season at all.
Look at that.
Wow.
Dog Chug exclusive.
All right. Well, I mean, I think you should go back to drinking because.
Yes. And I think, honestly, I think that the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse needs to cut out hockey all the fucking together because it's a shitty sport and the players are filthy.
Players are filthy. What was the filthiest thing you saw?
Oh, man, they fucking spit, pissed, fucking drank beer on the benches because we had to tear down the glass and stuff. They were some of the nastiest motherfuckers you ever seen. Who the fuck? Like, they could have walked, like, right down the hallway to go to the bathroom. The managers, they didn't even have, like, the pads and the skates on and shit. They could have walked right, and the managers in regular clothes just pissing the benches. Filthy motherfuckers.
Damn Canadians.
Have that shit at Howland Park. Like, do that shit outdoors, you nasty motherfuckers.
That's coming from Dan.
Oh my god! I think you just made that.
The whistle.
That's going to be just about enough.
We heard it here first. The minor league hockey team, and what are we? The
Monsters.
The
monsters.
Filthy animals. They
look. Did you know that they make motherfuckers paint ice? Who the fuck paints ice?
Who makes the motherfuckers paint ice? I don't know. I'm not following what you're saying.
They bring in a crew they chalk the stencils out on the ice for the logos, and then we have to get out there with buckets of paint and paintbrushes and paint that shit.
Well, you don't have to do that anymore because you are no longer.
Not no more. Thank fucking shit.
All right. Well, Dan, this has been. I'm so glad you're back on the Dog Show. I hope you continue to have a record as long as you did back in the day. How many episodes were you on? Like 15 episodes in a row?
Something like that. I don't know. I was drunk. I don't remember.
Right,
but I'll see how long I can stay on tonight for Spit, Sip, and Chug. I can't promise nothing.
All right. Well, if you have if you want to say anything, if you have something interesting, let us know. We'll bring you on for a second. But glad to have you back. Extra crispy, Dan. We love you, and we're glad you're back. But you need to get back to the drinking because.
Yeah, Dan, you were.
All right. Love you guys, and don't mess up my sobriety. That's kind of there.
Ah, fuck yourself.
Like Ross's.
Get out of here.
Dan, everyone. Wow.
I got to bring the whistle out and everything.
That was fun.
Yeah.
New Dan.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to keep this ship moving because we have a great guest tonight. So we're going to move right along to the Dog Chug update.
Cavs Chug update with Browns.
Cavs Chug, yeah.
This is where we're going to tell you all the news in the Cavs world, the Browns world, whatever. We're just going to update our fans, make you a little more knowledgeable about what's going on, but we're going to do it in a fun way. It's boring, just reading Pro Football Talk and all that shit. So anyway, Ross, I think you're up first. Take it away.
Yeah. Kevin Stefanski announced he will remain the play caller for the 2023 season despite sometimes seeming overwhelmed. When asked about it, he said, "Look, I'll be candid. Of course, organizationally, we'd be better off if I was able to pay more attention to the overall game and help our players without having to call plays. But the truth is, I need that giant Denny's menu to block the camera from seeing my constant herpes outbreaks."
Oh, yeah. He does have a lot of herpes. Oof. Kevin Stefanski also confirmed this season that the Browns would have joint practices with the Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, this is a great Cavs Chug update. 2 Browns stories right in a row. Asked why he prefers joint practices, Kevin said it's simple. Cleveland's major issue is the fans hype our teams up so much, and when the players start freaking out the second we don't live up to expectations. I appreciate the opportunity to showcase our players against a legitimate NFL franchise to expose how bad we are and remove some of the pressure. Who knows? Maybe this way we can sneak up on a couple teams and get me to 8 wins so I won't be playing golf this time next year.
Oh, boy. For the first time, the NFL Players Union conducted a survey grading each professional NFL team. The Cleveland Browns, averaging the 8 categories together, graded 21st out of 32 teams. What does this mean? Well, considering the Cincinnati Bengals made it to the AFC Championship game this season and the Super Bowl last year, and we're one of the lowest graded teams, it means absolutely jack shit.
Tonight, the Cavs lost to the Boston Celtics. We realize our guest tonight, Manny, is a total whiny bitch when his team loses, so we reached out to the coach to request he phone it in tonight. We want to send a special thanks to JB Bickerstaff for taking the loss so we could get high energy from Manny and put on a great show tonight.
Thank you, JB.
Thank you, JB.
True sport.
All right. It was announced this week the Browns would play in the Hall of Fame game August 3rd against the New York Jets. Goodell was asked why he decided to feature the Browns, a team that's been floundering for 2 seasons. And he said, when we thought about honoring a legend like Joe Thomas that dominated his position on a team that never resulted in wins, we thought it was fitting to make the Browns play a game that nobody would watch.
The Browns released free agent signing John Johnson III this week, saving them just over $9 million in cap money. Asked why it didn't work out with much hype 2021 free agent, AB said, that's the risky thing about free agency. Sometimes the guys you're getting turns out to be a Manny on Down with the Browns and meshes perfectly. And other times you're getting Roger First on Dog Chug that can't hear so well and falls asleep. In JJ's case, we got Ed in Columbus, who is such a fucking idiot. He got kicked off 3 podcasts and nearly had to update his Facebook relation status.
All right, Ross.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I'm still dying from that one.
So mic drop.
Jimmy Haslam announced that the Haslam family acquired 25% of the Milwaukee Bucks. When asked why the NFL owner wanted to also own part of an NBA franchise, Jimmy said, look, we love the city of Cleveland so much, and any chance to fuck up the Cavs competition a little bit by getting in there and turning that organization to an absolute shit show, as we did with the Browns, well, that was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up.
And that's
like a championship with the Columbus Crew, though.
He did win, yeah, but Columbus Crew, isn't that like minor league?
Yeah.
It's American soccer, yeah, so.
All right, well, that was the Dog Chug update. Great job, everyone. I know
Great job.
Harder. And by the way, we did get permission from the great Ed in Columbus to make that joke. So we love you, Ed.
We love you, Ed.
And now we're going to move on to this is one of my favorite things that you do, Roger, a top 10.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Andy, thank you. You know, this is the only thing I do. It's better than me doing a video, Andy. It's better than me doing a video. And tonight we got the top 10 reasons that our friend Manny, our guest and co-host of Down with the Browns, is a Celtics fan.
Wow.
We got the top 10 reasons to become a Celtics fan. Number 10, he played middle school rec ball with a white kid who loved the Celtics, and everybody called him Bird.
All right.
You had one of those. Number 8, Elfman at Browner the Elf of Brown's Twitter fame started tweeting about the Cavs.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll. Number 8, when asked if the goddamn championship banners hanging from the Garden's rafters had any bearing on his decision to become a Celtics fan, he swears he never even knew they even won a championship ever.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet. Number 7, he likes to say the word chowder. Number 6, The same reason he supports and agreed to appear on the Cavs Chug tonight. He supports loser organizations.
Very true.
There we go. Number 5, Nick Carnes' Cavs tweets were too optimistic.
Yeah.
I almost bought a Bucks hat. Number 4, he's half Irish. We didn't know that. Number 3, when he was 8, he stood in line for 4 hours for legend Danny Ainge autograph at the Autorama. The Autorama, the Batmobile. Number 2, someone on Down with the Browns has to play the bad guy. Matty G don't need the heat. Mac's fucking whole world revolves around defensive tackles. True. And KFC, Christian is just too much damn sweetness to be the villain. And the number 1 reason Manny's a Celtics fan, because he thought Kevin Garnett was him. Where's the... We don't have our picture.
What?
Oh, you got buried.
Yeah, I had a picture for it.
I'm sure
it took it all out. Losing the game tonight kind of took the whole thing. I was almost going to toss the top 10.
Well, that was great, Roger.
Thank you.
3 times, especially at the joke I contributed. So well done. Great read.
Thank you.
As Sherry points out, always fun. And I think you are like saying the word chowder.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get to the proper point of the show, every year during this part of the off season, we're lucky enough to have the great and crew Barry on. And this year is no different. So I'm excited to bring on the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, so we can kind of ask him a few questions about, the Browns starting this offseason. So with that, crew, thank you so much for coming back on the Dog Chug. I know you're busy at the Combine, and to make time for us is such an honor. So can you start by describing your day-to-day activities at the Combine? And come on, right.
Of course, and it's my pleasure to be here. The Dog Chug has elevated to something so special since you got rid of that pissant Ed in Columbus. What an absolute jerk that guy is. But you were asking about the Combine, and I personally love this event so much. You have these relationships with all these other coaches and personal executives, but to have this bonding experience and party together and let our guards down, it's just so critical to recharging. This morning, we played a round of golf, hit up a gentleman's buffet, and at the local titty bar. And let me tell you, the dancers in Indy are freaks. After we asked a couple homophobic questions to some players and then booked massages. Oh, and these massages were totally appropriate. They weren't booked off social media. These were professionals. We just got our dicks wet and cleared our heads a little bit.
Oh my God.
He's on fire.
Gets a little saucy on the Dog Chug. Can you tell us this? Did you find any players that you think would be a good fit in the brown and orange?
I've been partying so much, working so hard that I haven't had time to meet with any of the players, let alone the interns who conducted the interviews. But we don't have time to use any of that shit, data sets when making the selections come April.
Wait, you mean this week's results of the Combine don't factor in when you make selections at the draft?
Of course not. We rely exclusively on my guardrails database.
Okay. Can you elaborate? There seems to be so much disinformation out there about how the Browns utilize guardrails. That's all anyone talks about.
I'm not supposed to let anyone in on our secret sauce, but that's the beauty of coming to a podcast with 0 viewers. So the guardrails database is the application some nerd grunt made. You just type in each person as they're drafted, and then bam! No drama, no second guessing. Whose ever name spits out, that's who we pick.
What criteria does the program utilize to hone in on a name? Does it automatically eliminate someone if they're, say, 23 years or older?
I got no goddamn idea. My interns just listen to the Barking Browns and rate players based on how much Jacob and that Carnes freak talk about them. If Mac the Buffalo says player Will Jacob is too old to be drafted, we cross him off our damn list.
Okay. Well, let's shift to free agency. What do you expect to accomplish to give Deshaun and this defense some help after admittedly 2 disappointing seasons?
Personally, I like to make a big splash as soon as free agency opens so everyone will think I'm doing a good job. A couple years ago, we overpaid for John Johnson III, and everybody said I'm a genius. And honestly, I think we can overpay even better because I am a genius.
Wow. Well, what positions are you targeting in free agency?
It honestly doesn't matter. I let the agents know I got Haslam's wallet cracked wide open, and the first guy willing to sell out his desire to win for millions is my guy.
Jeez. Okay. Deshaun Watson struggled late in the season after serving his suspension. So how can you help him become a better player?
We've conducted multiple meetings with Watson on how to protect himself better, how to use high-priced escorts, NDAs, those kinds of things. And we're confident that Watson can continue to wave his freak flag and avoid the public backlash he received. We believe organizationally, if he routinely lets the poison out, the game of football will come back to him in a big way. Football is a tough game when you're all pent up. You Clevelanders say you love your team. Well, if that's true, and you happen to see Deshaun out and about, encourage your girls to help him nut and get ready to celebrate multiple Victory Mondays.
God. Okay. Well, Andrew, you've said a lot of crazy shit today. It's always a pleasure when you come on the Dog Chug. So we hope you don't get fired so we can do this again next year.
Don't worry. I've got that senile bastard of an owner wrapped around my finger. The Cleveland taxpayers will have another shitty stadium built on their dime, and I'll still be up in my office in Berea laughing my ass off while you clowns still believe in this dumpster fire.
Oh, my God. Andrew Barry, everyone. Wow.
All right.
We made a couple headlines.
Wow. Andrew's on fire, man.
The combine's just a giant party to him.
So next week, there's a pretty good chance you won't see us as a proud partner of Homage and Network 216 because we're going to be free agents after that. Oh, no. That was spicy.
Wow.
Oh, I got to take a little sniff.
Wow.
No one came here for our draft grades anyway.
Very true. Well, with that, I think it's time we bring in our guest.
Yes.
How's he going to follow up that? It's not going to be. But we're so excited to have the great Manny Maxwell on the Dog Chug. You can hear him on Down with the Browns. Manny, welcome to the Dog.
All right, man.
What is up? That was honestly the 10 reasons why I'm a Catholic Celtics fan is one of the most funniest stuff. I was dying. Literally, my cheeks are hurting so much from laughing too much. I literally was smiling the entire time. So I'm extremely impressed that Roger, did you put that together? That was amazing. That's a pristine, perfect. Especially the banners part. The 17.
Manny. I wanted to poke a little bit at you.
Hey,
welcome, man. Welcome. I'm
finally
tonight too.
Yes, long time coming.
You became
about damn time.
Is it true?
Right?
The Nick and Elfman.
No. The 17 banners might have something to do with it. Actually, the 17 banners might have something to do with it a little bit. When I was younger, I wanted to be a winner when it comes to basketball. So I was like, oh, it's 17 rings.
Football is like, what the fuck?
Hey, Manny, I'm trying to write these stupid jokes, and I'm thinking about the 17 banners. I'm thinking about what I'm writing about. I'm thinking about my Larry Bird Converse because I was the white kid playing hoops with the dudes. And I love Larry Bird, and I'm saying, well, how can I write jokes about the Boston Celtics? I got a respect for them. I hate them, but I got a respect for the Boston Celtics. So.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. The Cavs are a really good team. So
they're a young team, and you know what? I want to say something. I'm watching Down with the Browns last night, and you said Donovan Mitchell will not be here for his next contract. And I'm listening, and I got to agree with you. Cleveland ain't the brightest spots, but I'm more concerned if Evan Mobley's going to be here 25, 26. You know what I mean? If I had a choice between which one of them I want, if I can only sign one of them, I'm signing Evan Mobley by the time I'm at 25, 26 Evan Mobley.
Really? Not Donovan Mitchell?
Over Donovan Mitchell.
I'm with Roger.
I was going to take notes. I'll take some notes. So no Donovan Mitchell from Roger that I hear?
I'm just saying over if I had a choice between the two. Just a younger, you know what I mean, and his ceiling. And But I understand what you're saying last night. I enjoyed the show last night too. You guys do together a great show over there.
Yeah, I threw a couple comments in there to make them talk about basketball. That was all my fault.
No, I absolutely love it. I mean, especially this time of year, because just being a Cleveland Browns fan, this time of year is usually where we, keep our ears perked up and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously being having higher aspirations, right? It's kind of rough to be in this point of the off season where it's just kind of dry and just listening to players to draft, and we don't even have a first round pick, so that's not even fun anymore. You know what I mean? I would love to talk basketball. I mean, the Celtics are doing well. The Cavs are fourth in the East. Why not throw some basketball in there? So thank you, Ross. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's just, I don't know why this offseason is particularly painful to think about the Browns, talk about the Browns. I know it's going to heat up as we move into right now. I hate even thinking about them. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's a little bit disappointing. I didn't even get your guys' views. Were you guys disappointed in this season? Are there or like when people ask you about Deshaun's 6 games, were you guys disappointed in them? Did you expect a little bit more out of him? I didn't get a chance to actually, guys, hear your take on that mini preseason, that elongated preseason, some people would call it, with Deshaun Watson. How do you guys feel about that?
I'll go first. So
okay, go ahead.
I think there was obviously some good and some bad. That could sort of correlate the good, though, and see that it's probably sustainable. It gets me a little bit excited. This season was just everything just seemed off. I don't know quite what was going on, but there just seemed like a lot of noise, a lot of players, a lot of coaches. Just, I don't know, nothing seemed on the same page. So it only made sense that would continue after this distraction of switching quarterbacks midseason. So I don't know. I'm optimistic that things are going to look better. But yeah, it was troubling. I mean, you obviously spend that much money. You want to be certain that the guys elevate your team. And I guess I can't say I'm certain.
Absolutely.
I'll go next. You know what? I wasn't when they made the trade for Deshaun Watson. And then you get Jacoby Brissett. And at some point, I don't know if it was before training camp, I'm like, just screw it. Jacoby Brissett is my quarterback. I've sat through 0-16. I've sat through how many 4-12s? Let's ride. I don't care. I had no expectations. And that thought continued as I watched Nick Chubb carry the ball 16 times, 20 times. Everybody's give the ball to Chubb, give him 30 times. They were holding Chubb back. You see, Myles Garrett had the least amount of snaps he's had in his career. They're playing for 2023. And so I had no expectations going into the 2022 Browns season. I think that, that's just, they didn't improve the defensive tackle position, which Max still decides himself over, and they better fix it or Max going to lose his mind. So no, and Manny, I had no expectations going in,
right?
And because expectations, the direct result of an expectation is a resentment. And I knew I'd be sitting there in December and January, so I didn't jump on the Nick Carton bandwagon and with the pom-poms, and I just sat back and had no expectations.
Oh, I definitely had expectations to at least have one amazing game out of him, and we didn't really get that. I just wanted that 5-touchdown game with over 100 yards running and just him doing everything one game. And we got one really good half out of him where he threw those 3 touchdowns. I forget which game that was.
I think it was Commanders, Washington.
Yeah, that was it though, the Commanders. So that's where I got disappointed. I thought by the last couple games of the season he'd be in rhythm more and use his weapons. His weapons weren't hurt. He had his receivers and running backs. So the line was a little hurt. He didn't have a whole lot of excuses. So that's where I was a little disappointed. But I came in as more of a pessimistic with him getting picked up by the Browns. So I might not be the most neutral observer, but I'm also a Browns fan, so I'm never a neutral.
Right.
I just want to point out, for that game, I went to the casino. We had just opened the sports book, so I put a bet on the Browns, big bet. And I was watching the game as I was playing poker, and oh my God, was it fun to see him kicking ass in the second half? Because in the first half, I'm like, oh God, I just threw this money away. I lit this money on fire. And then he just dominated. That was so much fun. I hope we get some of that next year.
Look, Got someone saying congrats on the win.
Oh,
Jeff. You know what? Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much. Finally getting a win. I don't like that word finally. I don't like the word finally. I don't know. That doesn't need to be thrown in there. But you know, there's more wins to come. So hopefully we see the Cavs in the playoff. I think it's going to be a very good series if we see it in the playoff. I think if there's a chance that the Celtics play the Cavs in the playoffs, I think it'll be a fun 4 games.
Yeah.
But you know,
did you just say a fun 4 games? Oh,
it'll be a fun 4 games. It'll be a fun. 4
did you say it'd be a fun 4 games for us? But
I mean,
you know,
I got you.
It's gonna be entertaining. That's all I'm saying. That's all. It's gonna be,
You sounded so sincere. Hey, you had me. You sounded so sincere too.
All right, this will be Manny's last appearance on the Dog Jug. If
there's a playoff series, I got to come back on the Dog Jug. If there's a playoff series, I got to come back.
I have a question though, and sorry if this is a little too personal. There was a time in my younger days that I dated a girl who was a Steelers fan. Your wife is a Steelers fan, and I was with her when we won a game and when we lost a game. And this is totally inappropriate, but we are on the Dog Jug, so you can just tell me.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The intimacy, like after winning the playoff game with your wife, like.
Well, so the funny thing that you're asking is because we actually got married January 2nd, 2021. So our honeymoon night was the playoff game of the Browns at Steelers. So to answer your question, there was none. So after the first quarter, there was none. As soon as Pouncey snapped the ball over Ben's head, that's when she just went to sleep. So and then when they be scored, there was none. So that's perfectly. That's why I have no problem answering that question because it's pretty simple.
It did happen. I mean, like was it like? I'm just saying, it's like for me.
Oh yeah, we have a rule. I have to wear her small Troy Polamalu jersey, and that's it. So that's how we get the deal done. But whether that's true or not, I mean, it's up to you guys at interpretation. But yeah, it's pretty much not during the 2 weeks that we're playing. So each other very regularly in our playoffs.
Like a boxer warming up.
She's an actual Steelers fan too, not one of the like like Ben's cool. Like no, she like Ike Taylor jerseys, Plaxico Burress, like wristbands and stuff. So she's actually a Steelers fan.
Have you gone to a game in Pittsburgh with her?
Yes, I have. The Hall of Fame game when they played the Seahawks.
Okay. Oh, you haven't been to
overtime.
You haven't been to a Browns Steelers game.
Oh no. The only time we went was when we were in Cleveland. When I met you guys, when I saw Ross in person actually, and he was selling his socks. Shout out to Ross Socks, the sock boss. That was fun. But I was cheering a little bit too loud, is what I was told in the car ride home. So I was a little bit inconsiderate. So the next time we go to a Browns Steelers game for the rest of my life, it'll probably be in Pittsburgh for that reason, because it was just a little bit. You know, well, I don't know if the wind helped out. So
I went to a Steelers game with her, and she was wearing a Polamalu jersey, and I was wearing Browns jersey, and they were very mean to her, very, very mean to me, but like really mean to her because she brought a Browns fan. Yeah.
Oh, I had her wear the Steelers hoodie. Shout out to Homage. I had to wear the Homage Steelers hoodie with the North Face jacket over it. So it wasn't the yellow Steelers hoodie. It was like the black one with the nice little Steelers logo on it, little faded out. You know what I mean? That vintage look. So it wasn't anything too serious. So she didn't get yelled at. Plus, she was with Christian, me, Mac, and Matty G. So. They weren't saying anything too crazy, but
had bodyguards is what you're saying.
Yeah, she had bodyguards. She didn't like that everybody was barking. She thought that was stupid. But I was like, we don't have towels, so we wave her out. You know what I mean? So,
nice. All right. Well, let's get to Spit Sip Chug. We have a couple Cavs questions, basketball questions, a couple Browns questions. This should be fun. Not questions. We're gonna make statements. If you strongly agree, you're gonna chug and explain why. If you strongly disagree, you're going to spit and explain why. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you're going to pull a Roger and you're going to sip.
Right.
All right. So the first statement, as constructed, and Roger, I'm going to start with you. the Cavs will make it to the Eastern Conference Championships?
I'm going to sip. If they shoot 3 points like they did tonight against the Boston Celtics, Manny's right. We're only going to face them for 4 games. As constructed, can they make it to the Eastern Conference Championships? Yeah, I'm sipping on that, man. They're a young team, and they got a shot, but they really got to play. Their defense the last couple. Have you seen their defense the last 8 games? It just, yeah. I don't know. I'm sipping. Next,
all right. Ross.
Oh man. Let's see. As constructed, I'm gonna sip on it.
Yep.
Just because the Eastern Conference is just the Wild West. Like the best teams could lose in round 1 just because of the way it's set up. I mean, the top 4 teams are just so good. The Knicks are even looking better right now. I think we need one more player. I'm glad we didn't do anything at the trade deadline because we don't have the assets to give up. But as constructed now, no. Obviously we complain about LeVert being inconsistent, and our 3-point shooting outside of Garland and Mitchell seems to have disappeared completely. So it's not going to work in a playoff series. Plus, in our current state, we have these young players who haven't been in the playoffs yet. So with this current roster next year, after a couple of playoffs rounds, maybe, but I'm gonna sip on that.
All right, Manny.
I'm going to spit on that, and I had to get a cup ready because I feel like if it's going to be a lot of Cavs questions, I'm going to be spitting a lot. But that's a spit, and the reason being is because the Cleveland Cavaliers are a fantastic home team, 24-10 at home. You guys are great. They love playing in the what is it, Rocket Mortgage right now. It's the mortgage loan arena, something like that. They love playing in front of you guys. Fantastic. Romo Rojo? What is that? What is it?
Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, Romo Fijo.
Romo Fimo?
Romo Fijo.
Yeah. Romo Fijo. 24-10. 24-10. But unfortunately, the playoffs are about those away games, just like we saw tonight. 13-19 on away games. The Cleveland Cavaliers are not an away team. They don't like going away. They don't like packing up their stuffs and packing up their luggage and going to away stadiums. I don't know what it is about that, but that's why I don't think they're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Do they win a series? Potentially. But I think it's those away games that are going to kill them. They got to start winning those.
All right. There goes our last 3 viewers.
I am. I'm not counting them out, but I'm also going to spit on this one. At the end of the day, this team, I love them. I think they will win the series, but I don't. Once you get to the top 4, I just don't think they have the bench. They're a little too inconsistent. I hope things gel and they get it together, but I'm not feeling it at this point. I think they need to, rework some of the bottom part of the roster, and they need to get better playing together, figure each other out. I mean, a lot of the teams that are going to get there have been playing a little bit longer than the Cavs have. So I think, we'll win a series, but we're probably not going to make it to the finals this year, Eastern Conference Finals. So that is Spits Up Chug statement number 1. Let's move on to 2. Ross, we're going to start with you. Stefanski personally mentioned, actually Stefanski and Andrew Barry mentioned David Bell and Jerome Ford as 2 players that need to take the next step in the 2023 season. So the statement is both players will see their stock rise in 2023.
I'm going to chug on it. First off, I got to back up my Bearcat, Jerome Ford. He's going to break out. We're not going to have Kareem Hunt. That's an easy one. With Nick Chubb, all you got to do is be that running back when he's taking a break, and you've seen how that's worked out for us ever since we've had Nick Chubb. The number 2 running back has had pretty good success behind him. And then as far as David Bell, I mean, he can only get better, especially he's going to be a possession receiver. And with the way that Deshaun's going to be scrambling and running around, I think that little receiver roaming around 5 yards away from him, just doing random shit while he's scrambling is going to benefit.
All right. Manny.
I will chug on that.
Wow.
All right.
I think Nick Chubb had. I'm pretty sure he had a career year in like all three of the major running back statistical categories for him, right? I'm pretty sure he had a career year this year. And we had Deshaun Watson for 6 games. So there goes even haters like myself who thought that Nick Chubb was going to take a back seat once Deshaun got here because we're just going to be a hot and heavy pass offense. So I believe that he'll be integrated very well, and it'll be beneficial for his health as well next season because he's just not going to take many carries. That'll be able to open up the field a little bit for him. And with this nice offensive line, he can get some good runs. Jerome Ford as well. I love what you said, Ross, about getting some passes out of the backfield. I just love Jerome Ford as well, just from Cincinnati. It has a lot of burst. And so I think he's going to be influential because I do believe Kareem Hunt is gone. So it's going to be Jerome Ford's time to step up. Dearness Johnson, I don't think he's going to be the guy, the second place guy. I think he'll probably still be third if he can, get himself to do that and stay in that role.
All right. Oh, I'm such a hater today. I'm spitting again. There's blood in that one. Look, I love Jerome Ford, and he's going to take a step up. We're all going to love this guy. He's so shifty. What he did in the return game last year was a lot of fun to watch, and I think he's going to get opportunities in the running game, and he's going to continue to grow. But I am just not sold on David Bell. Michael Woods outplayed him a little bit last year. He just doesn't seem to do anything exceptional. I mean, I know he was a guy that catches everything. I just didn't see that last year, and I'm not convinced we're magically going to see him develop. I'm hopeful, but I am a doubter. So I can't chug on this one. I have to spit. Roger.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna sip on it. I kind of dozed off. I don't know if anybody mentioned Johnson. Maybe he did. Jerome Ford. I love the kid from Cincinnati. Love the Bearcat. But we also got another running back. That. You know what? Anything a coach says, when Stefanski mentioned, they are not telling you anything, man. Last year he mentioned Jacob Phillips and he mentioned somebody else. Oh, Schwartz. They need to take a step up. It's coach talk. It's what he's going to say at the combine. He's going to throw Mary Kay Cabot something to write about. David Bell, you know what, though? I will say this. David Bell, he was high on, and he apparently told Andrew Berry, this is a guy that I need on my receiving corps. So that's why I sipped instead of spit, because there's somebody that he targeted and expected to produce. So that's why I sipped instead of spit on that.
Okay, nice. And real quick, I just want to go around. Do the Browns need to add another wide receiver?
Absolutely.
So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And if you do that, then David Bell is essentially our number 4 wide receiver, I'd imagine, with Anthony Schwartz and Michael Woods. How many are you going to get? I don't know. This just doesn't seem like a guy that coaches have a lot of confidence in. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, we'll find out.
You're right.
Yeah.
Statement number 3, Manny, we're going to start with you. Browns will have a new stadium before the lease runs out in 2028. There's been a lot of talk this week. So what do you think?
I am going to sip. I think the Browns will have a new stadium before 2028, though. That's why I'm sipping, I guess, because I don't know the logistics for it. I know some Cleveland residents don't like it because, they think about taxes and things like that. But the Haslams are saying we want to pay for it all ourselves. There's a lot of rumors going around. I really want one, if you're asking me if I want one. But if we're going to have one before 2028, I don't know if we'll have one before 20. I don't. That's a tough one because the city has to get behind it, right? I think they're kind of getting in their own way of it right now. So it's a sip. It's a sip.
All right. For me on this one, look, there's so much money, so much development of money. The city absolutely needs to get behind it. Manny is 100% right, but but ultimately it's in the best interest of Cleveland. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I think there's a lot of people pushing it for it to happen. So it will happen sooner than later. It's just everyone's posturing right now, trying to dig their heels in to get the best deal. But sooner than later, they are going to announce that, in 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, we're going to have a new stadium. I think it's going to happen well before 2028. So I am chugging on this one.
I'm following you. I'm chugging.
Wow. Rock was your first chug in like 3 weeks.
I know. I'm chugging because, and it has nothing to do with the taxes and nothing to do with Haslam. It has to do with it's an old building, and I work commercial construction, and I build buildings, and it costs way too much money to repair that building or to update that building than it would be to build a new building. It's an old building. It was quickly built. It was hastily built. Probably a lot of corners were cut. And they're going to build a new football stadium before they're going to plan one and have it in place to build one before the lease is out. So I'm chugging on that.
All right, Ross. Whoa.
I'm spitting on it. It is not going to happen in 2028, and it probably shouldn't. In this economy, with this inflation, are you kidding me? No, we have something that works. Everybody can go to it. We got an arena where we have our indoor events. It's not there, Eric. It's not that old. I go to the freaking games. I'm a season ticket holder. It's fine. It works. It's just a football stadium. It does what it has to do. You go to the game. There's a field. It's outdoors. It's Cleveland.
Man, you slept some.
I'm not arguing about the whole dome versus no dome thing, but we have a field. It's there. It exists. We can use it.
You slept.
You don't want something nice?
Yeah, if the Haslams pay for it, sure. But if you
so you do want a new stadium, though.
If you
they're not going to pay for
Cleveland County people again, then I'll be very upset.
It's going to be like the Haslams are not going to pay for all of it. They're going to.
We'll help with giving them land or something. Yes, I get that, but
and it's going to happen, and they're going to be able to host Final Four tournaments in the dome. They're going to be able to do so many cool things. It's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. I'm not getting involved in should we vote for them. I'm just saying we are going to get a dome. So whatever it's what they want, and the money.
It's not going to happen before 2028. That's a definite spit.
I saw somebody today say, "Why would?" I think it was on the radio. They're like, "Should they build it in the city of Cleveland or in the outskirts?" And we've already seen that with Richfield. We've seen Auburn Hills outside of Detroit. With the Palace. And they moved back into Detroit. It's got to be in the downtown area. It's got to be downtown on the lakefront. There's not even a question. I actually turned the radio. I stopped listening because I didn't want to hear the idiot callers call in on it. So it's got to be in the city of Cleveland.
He's got to be in the city.
That was outside, and now they're moving it inside.
It went right back. Orchard Park, right? Even their new one. It's like I'm surprised they didn't have a retractable roof or anything, but that's just Buffalo. They do whatever they want.
All right. Eric is calling us out. We're a clown show. Yes. Well, we are now come to the great. What is the event? In May something. Damn it!
What?
We're gonna go to the dog event.
Oh, the city. The city.
The off-season
West Third and Summit tailgate.
Yes, we're all going to be there. It's going to be a blast. Everyone should come. We can get the date on that. We can promote it a little bit. But anyway, let's move on to statement number 4. This one's on me.
All right.
Greg Newsome, who expressed frustration over playing so much in the slot, will be moved this off-season. Hey, this one's simple for me. I'm spitting. This whole look, he was frustrated, I think, with the defensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator has moved on. Greg Newsome is a great player. I think they're gonna use him in the role that he is suited for, and he is excited about the change. And all this talk about being frustrated is him talking about the past, not talking about his excitement for the future. So I don't buy it. I think he's going to be here. He's a good player on a cheap contract. So I am spinning on that one, Roger.
I am.
You're sipping.
I'm spitting. I'll give you the reasons why. Anthony Schwartz is still on the roster. Elliott's still on the roster. The fat kid from Ohio State is still on the roster. This regime doesn't cut number one picks. Anybody that's saying they're going to trade Greg Newsome hasn't been paying attention to what Andrew Berry, how he operates. He's not trading his number one pick from 2021, right? 2020, whatever. He's not trading him. He's going to be on the roster. And they don't give a shit if he doesn't want to play in the slot. If that's where they tell him to play, that's where he's going to play.
By the way, just been updated. The great offseason tailgate City Dogs is May 20th. So
May 20th.
May 20th. Yeah, that's right. That the City Dogs is what you were talking. I fell asleep again. I'm sorry. It's the City Dogs event, May 20th, and it's in Berea at the Wallace Lake thing. It was a good time last year.
All right, Ross.
I'm gonna spit. Who does this Greg Newsome guy think he is? He's got awesome corners around him that probably made him look better than he really is. I mean, he only got to play next to Denzel Ward, and then wow, I'm drawing a blank. The corner last year that
Martin Emerson.
He did all. Yeah, Emerson did awesome.
So good.
He's only gonna if he wants to just play good with the Browns and get an awesome deal afterwards, because this is your best shot, and we know that too. So good luck. You're playing for us.
Play the slot. You'll like it.
That's what points out.
Ross.
He has been.
Yeah, aggressive Ross.
You guys have a
Rowdy Ross.
I'm going to make a video of all his
I don't have
aggressive
alcohol
plays.
right now. That's the problem.
He's ordering
Raging
no alcohol. He's in a new basement. This is the new Ross. We love it. Bring the fun.
I'm going to make a montage when I figure out how of all the clips of Ross being angry.
Tune in to Dog Chug in 2033 when Roger figures out how to make a montage of Ross. Manny.
Stay tuned.
I was gonna spit. I was going to not spit. I was gonna sip on this. But you guys definitely have encouraged me to spit. So I literally just blew air. But anyway, but no, I'm definitely gonna spit on that. I love what you said, Andy. I totally forgot. Joe Woods is gone. Everyone was saying crazy things about Joe Woods. They were just, oh, how do I feel today? Well, I hate him, so I'm gonna be like, well, none of us know what we were doing out there. It's like
you sometimes wake up. Sometimes wake up and be like, oh, Joe Woods got fired. That's right.
Joe. Yeah. Literally, that was me just right now. I kind of just like, oh wow, Woods is gone. That's right. No, he's playing the slot. He's playing the slot. And honestly, I love what Rage and Ross said. Kind of just you're on this team. You're gonna play slot. You better like it. You're gonna play slot. So I'm spitting to that. I'm spitting to that.
Right. Well done. See, we all give our shitty answers, and then you give the right answer.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
It goes for right.
Because I love starting with you where you have to sip. We did come up with a fifth statement, and we're going to start with you. So get ready to sip. Kevin Love will find a role with the Miami Heat and prove he's still got more in the tank.
Oh, is it for me?
This is Roger.
Oh, okay, Roger.
All right, man. You know what? I'm going to sip on it. I hope he was the last of the big three that won the championship to leave here. You know what? Kevin Love, he had a shitty attitude 2 years ago. He wasn't injured. He didn't play. And last year he manned up and he said it. And he said, the fans were on me. I deserved it. I pouted. I was a child. I hope he does well in Miami. I hope he finds that role, and I hope he still has more in the tank. And I hope we hang his jersey in the rafters at Rocket Mortgage Field House. Rocket Mortgage Gardens.
Right.
Well, that was really nice of Roger. I think you would have got a Raging Ross answer, but I'm going to change my spit to a sip just because of what Roger said.
I wanted a Raging Ross answer.
Kevin Love helped us win a championship. I wish him the best, but you know what? He doesn't have anything left in the tank. He don't got shit left in the tank. You know what? Last year we got so excited about him because he's like, oh man, Kevin Love's back. He's helping these young kids play. Then at the beginning of this year, he's nailing threes. He's helping the young kids again. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's like, I can't make threes anymore. I'm done. If that's not a sign that you're done, he's surrounded by the perfect situation where like all he has to do is stand. He doesn't have to play defense for us. He can like come in and just shoot threes. We have our two big guys. Like he literally does. This is like his dream job, and he said, "Nah, I don't want to do that." So he doesn't have anything left in the tank. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
I'm making the clip now.
But thanks for the championship.
Thanks for the championship, Kevin. Now kick rocks.
Wow. All right.
You gave a shit ton of money.
All right, I'm gonna spit. So I gotta work on my spits. So honestly, I think he's more of a older Dirk Nowitzki type of player where you're just kind of like hobbling around. You don't really play defense unless he magically digs into some type of Kyle Korver-esque end of career, shooting threes in Miami. I don't see it. I think Miami kind of just wanted a shooter off the bench and thought that, hey, if we give Kevin Love a change of scenery, maybe he'll be the Kevin Love that the Cavs wanted him to be, where you just come off the bench and shoot threes. I don't see this. I personally don't. But he's also getting the 42 jersey number back. So you never know. He might feel youthful at like UCLA or Minnesota. You never know. There might be a youthful thing in there. So you never know. We'll see.
It's gonna do it.
All right, for me on this one, I didn't like when they gave Kevin Love this insane contract. Like, are we trying to rebuild? And you don't sign veteran players for a ton of money if you're trying to rebuild. So this contract never made sense to me, and I felt like there was a lot of times where he wasn't happy because we were thinking too much about the future, and he wanted to think about winning, and those didn't mesh. So he got frustrated and in his head, and you saw periods where he wasn't playing very well. And then last year, he just bought in the Cavs.
Locked in.
He believed he could help these guys, and he did, because I think he does plus more in the tank. So going to a team that's trying to win now versus trying to find the right configuration, he's going to have more minutes. I think they're going to appreciate what he's bringing more. I think he does. So I am chugging on this. I think he's never going to be the Kevin Love that you remember, but I think he is going to be better than the Kevin Love that was doing nothing for the Cavs the last couple months before we let him go. So Kevin, I'm talking to you. Thank you for everything you did to help us win that championship. It was great.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming out and talking about your mental health in a public setting, because I think that's awesome.
That's
really
true. Yeah, shout out to Kevin.
And plus, if I was like a kid, like 13, 14, and a white kid to playing basketball, I'd be Kevin Love. So that's why I do it too. The only white kid that can play hoops with people.
All right. Well, that was
Kevin Love.
Spit Sip Chug, and I want to bring. Oh, he's gone. Darn it. He just extra crispy just logged off. But I told him, if you have anything to say, write it in the chat. We can bring you on. I want to read his comments because I just was reading them. They're amazing. So at 10:29 in the show, so about 30 minutes ago, he said, "I'm with Raj on Mobley." At 10:33, he said the Browns through the season. I guess we decided we didn't want to win. He said he accused you, Manny, at 10:34 that Manny has a Steelers wife. He's a plant. So at 10:35,
What is a plant?
I guess I was talking about you and your wife's intimacy, and he said she used her toy, which I can imagine.
Whoa.
Why did he leave? Why didn't you bring him on?
I didn't read these until just now. Put me on. 10:46, he said Raj is drunk. He needs to take his pills and go to bed. At 10:51, he said, Ross is Jewish. Why he's celebrating Lent? By the way, we weren't even talking about about.
That was at the beginning of the show.
I think it was pre-show. I feel like that was pre. Or no, that was the beginning. That was the
That was
beginning.
right at the beginning, I think.
Said, we talked in 5 minutes ago. He said his jersey doesn't belong there, and then at 11 he said he might feel 42 when he said he's gonna wear 42.
Oh man,
You can have him in the comments. Like, this is way better than having him on the show. So, you're permanently gonna be in our chat, just messaging things, and then we'll read them because you're hilarious. So thank you. All right, Manny, you're a huge Celtics fan, and you know everything about the Celtics. Ross, out of the three of us, we've determined he is the Cavs fan.
Right.
So we're gonna play a little game. We're gonna do a trivia contest to see can Manny's knowledge of the Celtics stack up to Ross's knowledge of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh boy!
And I didn't tell him this until maybe an hour before the show. Obviously, I didn't prepare you this. This is just completely off the cuff. We're gonna see who can back up the knowledge of their team.
Listen.
This is exciting.
Hey, if Cavs won, we weren't going to play this game tonight.
This is the problem with being a Celtic fan, though, because when you have 17 championship rings and 16 of them came before 1950, everyone asks you pre-1950 questions, and
listen. I'm just going to be honest.
Bob Cousy, that's going to be my answer.
Majority of the questions are from
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell.
All right, Bill Russell. That's my answer.
But we're going to do the best we can. Ross, he's a younger guy. He doesn't have a lot of knowledge about the Cavs in the 70s, So whatever comes up, comes up.
Cool.
Let's do it. What we can do. Man, to put some stakes on this. If you beat Ross, we have all agreed that we're going to rename the dog chug the Manny Chug for the month of, what is it?
March.
It's going to be the Manny Chug. If you win this game.
Manny March Madness.
How many questions do I have to get?
There's going to be 5 questions. We're going to ask you 5 questions. We're going to ask Ross questions. He has not heard questions, I promise.
Okay.
Let's just go. So I'm going to start with an easy one. Ross, I'm going to start with you because Manny's he's the guest, so he gets to go last. He gets a little bit of
time to think, marinate.
It makes
some time
it
to
a little
marinate
easier when you go second.
What happens if Ross wins?
If Ross wins, nothing.
Okay.
I saved the show from being called the Manny Chug.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, 100%.
Oh.
So Ross, question number 1. In the history of the Cleveland Cavaliers, tell me every year they won an NBA championship.
2016.
That is correct.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Manny, you ready?
All right, Manny. In the Celtics history, tell me every year they won an NBA championship. Go.
2008. 1970.
Wow.
70. It's either 9 or 1.
What's your answer?
Okay.
I'm gonna say 71.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
All right. So
that's too bad. You think it was 17?
That's a brilliant question.
86, 84, 81, 76, 74, 69, 68, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, and 1957, of
I
course.
should have said something in the 60s. I knew I should have started there.
All right.
Okay.
Ross.
Right, you couldn't miss.
Okay, in the Cleveland Cavaliers history, which player scored the most points and he wore the number 23?
Well, wait, he played for the Cavs twice. I remember that. He had 2 stints with the Cavs.
Wow. He knows it.
So just remember that nugget. LeBron James from Akron.
There you go. Ding.
Oh.
All right.
St. Vincent St. Mary.
This is insane. Okay.
Ross, thank you for helping keep the dog chug, or the Cavs chug, whatever we decide to name it.
Legit already.
In the Celtics history, which player had the most double-doubles?
Oh.
I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm gonna go. Bill Russell.
Bill Russell's incorrect. It was Robert Parrish.
Ooh, the Chief. The Chief. It's 2-0.
Even if I lose the record wise, I still want to go to 5 questions because this is fun.
Manny March Madness is not looking good.
Not at all.
Unless I intentionally get a bunch wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure you really.
Yeah. Help me get it close to the final last question.
All right, Ross.
That's rigged.
It's a tough one, but I'm sure you'll get it because you're an expert knowledge of the Cavs. What player did the Cavs trade for with the Utah Jazz in a deal that included Lauri Markkanen?
Donovan Mitchell.
That's correct. Holy shit.
Ross, you're on fire.
Wow. All right, man, you ready?
I don't have any drinks, but I'm about to make one, bro. This is insane.
In 2019, the Boston Celtics traded Terry Rozier in a conditional 2020 second-round pick to acquire what player?
Gordon Hayward?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Kemba Walker. Ooh.
Oh, it's Kemba Walker. Oh, that was an easier one. I should have got that one.
He was supposed to get you guys that ring.
We traded Gordon Hayward too.
Yeah, I try and ask easy questions of both of you. Should have gotten that one. It's all right. All right. Let's continue. Ross, who is the current coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
JB.
I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Wow. Excellently done. All right, Bill. Who replaced Red Auerbach as GM of the team in 1984?
Danny Ainge.
Sorry, it was Gene Volk.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Was Jenny Ainge after?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Most of my knowledge is.
Sorry, I have to Google it.
But we're going to ask you. The last question is going to be very modern, so do not worry.
Okay.
What's that like? Is that 4-0?
I should have that third question.
In the 2021 NBA draft, who did the Cavs select with the 3rd overall pick from USC?
Yvonne Mobley.
Correct.
Yes.
5 in a row. This guy.
Judges.
He sleeps. Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, he actually does pronounce his name Yvonne. So I don't know. Everyone calls it wrong, and he just doesn't correct them because it's embarrassing. Anyway,
It's embarrassing.
all right. In 1978 draft, the Boston Celtics drafted 2 players. Name them.
In 1978.
Yeah.
All right. Let me. Larry Bird.
That's
From
one.
Indiana State. Okay.
College.
Field comeback.
Yeah. By the way, this is worth 5 points if you get it.
5 points. I bet the other person is like some no name who's played like one scrimmage game preseason for this.
You know, because you're a huge Celtics fan. There are questions.
19. If I get this is insane. Hey Alexa, who? No, I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna say Cedric Maxwell.
Oh, so close. It was Freeman Williams, and he was traded before he ever played a game for the
Five.
Now I see why you said it was worth 5 points, because if I literally would have gotten that, I would have like, wait, what? You never even.
No, we could have gone to a tiebreaker, which would have been hilarious.
No, that is that is pure joy. That is very fun. That's fun. That's
wow.
You did good, Manny. You did well, man.
I should have got that third question though. I'm embarrassed about that third question. But
Are you actually a Celtics fan, or are you just a poser? Because you didn't get any of them right.
See, if I would have gotten one, I would have been allowed to say maybe that one. Listen, if I would have gotten all 5, I should be in like the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, just like a tour guide for the Celtics wing. That's what I should have done.
There's not a kid in Southie that got all 5 of them right.
No.
Bill Simmons
There's
might
no
have got
one.
him, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't even know if Stephen A. Smith would have got
Right.
Jeez.
Holy cow. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun.
March. I think that Manny March Madness should still.
I'll find a way.
I'll
have some editing skills myself, and I'll try to like paint over it or something. Say in the YouTube comments.
I can't
wait.
I had a lot of fun. This was so much fun.
The great Down with the Browns, and then you could pay us back with that.
Absolutely. No, that was so. This is one of the most fun times I've had on a podcast. So you guys are awesome. This is great. That's great.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you had a good time.
That's absolutely our goal, to make the host.
Right.
I'm sorry, the guest have a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get the rest of you guys on here. Mac was on, right? Christian came on.
Great, Christian.
I think Mac came on. Christian came on.
Yeah,
Andy, you're really. You know what I found out, Andy? You're actually tall. I saw a picture of you standing next to Christian. I was like, Andy's actually. How tall are you?
6'1". Doesn't
he's 6'1". He's my height. Yeah, he's right up there, man. Yeah.
What? Ross is tall too.
Ross taller than me. He's probably got a quarter inch, half inch.
I think Ross is like a quarter inch taller than me. I feel like. Yeah. But you were sitting in the back of your truck. Okay, yeah, exactly. I'm 5'10". Okay, well, yeah.
So are you going to make it to Cleveland for another game this year?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to try. Also, they're doing the joint practices with the Eagles, like you guys said earlier on the show. So I'm going to try to. I'm in the Philly area, so I'm going to try to go to that. I don't know if you're allowed to go. I don't know if fans are allowed to go to the joint practices. But if we are allowed to, credentials, I'll just flash them down the Browns.
Down with the Browns.
I'll make a fake ID or something like that and see if it gets through. I don't know. Dress up as Andrew Berry, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. If I'm allowed to, I don't know, but I don't know. I'll snap some pictures from afar. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make it to a game this year for sure. For sure.
Sweet.
Well, this has been so much fun having you on.
Wow.
We love all of you on Down with the Browns. So to get you to come on our stupid podcast is amazing, and we had so much fun. I'm so appreciative. I hope you come back again.
Absolutely, anytime for sure. Yeah, seriously.
Face off in a playoff series.
So have you back right before the season starts, man.
Back that
awesome, Manny.
That
literally, my cheek. I laugh so hard. I haven't laughed this much since like college with my friends. So
good, man. Awesome. That's great, man.
Just can't believe how much you don't know about your favorite basketball team.
That's awful.
My wife probably hears me in the other room getting these answers wrong, so she'll. I'm sure I'll hear it after the show.
By the way, what's your favorite baseball?
Hey, if she wants to come on and do a Steelers quiz against one, we'll go up against her.
Yeah, no,
we'll write some Steeler questions for her.
Yeah, she knows her Steelers. She knows her Steelers.
Yeah,
so.
All right.
Would you be willing to have you and her come on to do a Browns Steelers trivia contest?
Yeah.
Honestly,
yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Fair. Like we won't make it, weighted in one direction.
Yeah. Lynn Swan's college. Where did Lynn Swan go to college? But yeah, no, that would be.
You'd be willing to do that during a Browns Steelers week? That would be amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm trying to get her to build up the social media confidence.
I'll send the questions to, whoever you choose to, someone that's neutral to say these are fair questions.
Yeah.
We'll make it fair.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Honestly, that would be really, really cool. I think it'd be really.
It's fun. Set. So, first time we play the Steelers, it's down.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they win for my sake.
All right.
All right. Well, it's been so much fun having you on.
Thank you, Manny.
Yeah, all right, no problem, guys.
Everyone, go check out Manny and the rest of the crew on Down with the Browns. They are we watch Down with the Browns and we say this is what we should be more like.
You got a plug?
You just have so much fun. You guys are just vamping and talking Browns and having a great time without doing our corny little bits like we have to do. It's great.
I literally the vibes of Dog Chug Down the Browns are really close. There's like an adult version, and then there's like the high school teeny boppers after high school lets out, and that's us. And then we got the nighttime turns from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim. So that's what it is. So it's the same vibe, but just a little different.
All right. We're all gonna Chug if you got him, which I think is me and Roger. But how many wins are the Browns going to get this year in this early stage? I know it's too early to tell, but what's me?
I'd love to throw out the magic number 10 and do double digits and try to figure out a way if we can win this division. But honestly, it's sad to say that it relies on another player on another team, but it relies on where Lamar Jackson's going. I mean, if they start all over, if the Baltimore Ravens blow it up, that's 2 easy wins right there. We don't have to worry about them, and then they fall. So, and we have the easiest schedule in the division next year too for finishing last. So, I mean, there's a lot of little things that are in there. You know what I mean? So I think we can get 10. I think we can get 10 with a full season.
Lamar Jackson will be on the Baltimore Ravens this season.
No, I do not. I do not, because if they franchise tag him, he's not going to play. Oh yeah, no, I will. I'll chug to that. I'll have a little bit of. I'll chug to that for sure.
All
right. So that's 2 easy wins. So you're saying if that happens, we're gonna get to 10 wins, or if Baltimore loses Lamar, how many wins?
Oh, if Baltimore loses Lamar, we'll probably get to. I say we get to 11 plus wins. But if he's there, we always lose to Baltimore for some weird reason. Unless it's Tyler Huntley, then cool, we win.
I love it. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Cavs.